stage is pretty simple. 10 laps in this opening stage here from the Glen, as the laps have increased since the last time we were here. 10 laps in stage 1, then stage 2 comes to a close at the end of lap 25, and then the final stage ends on lap 50. But the pace car peels off and into the Geico restart zones. The green flag is waving, and we're underway from Watkins Glen. And you're going to see on the restarts that the back half of the field is going to go single file. You see in the back there a double file, but immediately Christopher Bell is clear to the lead. Kyle Busch up to second. That's a really good launch from that outside lane, and that's kind of going to be the aim of the game here this afternoon, is that outside lane on restarts, as Christopher Bell immediately out to the lead here. And this is a road course where it is pretty hard to pass. So it's going to be a long day for some of these guys. It's Chris Buescher pulling out of line here, trying to go back after Kyle Busch, can't quite get there. Kyle Busch, a former winner here from the Glen, as you see slipping and sliding, everyone is through. And that's going to be the aim of the game. If you're on the outside on a restart, you have a really good shot here. As further back, William Byron starting to attack here Michael McDowell for possibly a top 5 spot. But McDowell hangs on for now, side by side further back in the field here. Riley Herbst looked at Todd Gilliland, couldn't quite get there. But further up, Blaney on Hocevar. But it's going to be Christopher Bell who's going to lead the opening lap here to this race at Watkins Glen, as William Byron really looking aggressive as he gets to the inside of McDowell, but he can't quite get past, as the outside lane is going to be the lane that makes the overtakes here today. SVG, didn't see much of him at COTA when we were there earlier on this season. He'll be looking to do a better job here today at Watkins Glen, try and be aggressive, find himself up towards the front of the field, as he's right now running just outside the top 10 in 11th. Chris Buescher attacking Kyle Busch here for second. Busch hangs on for now, though, as Buescher ran a little bit wide. And I mean, as it stands, if Bell wins this race, no, nothing's going to change. As here comes Buescher, going to look to the inside of Kyle Busch for second into the bus stop. Can't quite get there. Austin Dillon running a little bit wide in the 3 car. Could open the door for Briscoe maybe, but not quite going to get there. What about SVG? Does he have momentum on Bubba Wallace here to start this final lap of the stage? SVG going to go to the inside, lunge it into 1, and Shane Van Gisbergen was in 10th for a split second. Can he hang on into the S's? They're side by side for 10th place, and still side by side. And Shane Van Gisbergen will get past Bubba Wallace here on the final lap of this opening stage. And that point could become crucial here for Shane Van Gisbergen. But rounding the final couple of corners here from Watkins Glen and onto the brakes for the final corner, Christopher Bell is going to dominate the opening stage for Joe Gibbs Racing. Christopher Bell from the front row to stage 1 victory. Christopher Bell wins the opening stage here from Watkins Glen. Kyle Busch comes home second, Chris Buescher third, Allmendinger and William Byron, your top 5, with Michael McDowell, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Tyler Reddick, and Shane Van Gisbergen in the top 10 in this opening stage here from Watkins Glen. They're catching up, but not quite there yet. Chris Buescher, William Byron on the front row, Suarez Berry in row number 2. Pace car going to peel off into the pits, and the start of stage 2 is underway. Green flag in the air. We're back underway from Watkins Glen. See a lot more 2 wide. Suarez maybe trying to make it 3 wide. Rough restart for Chris Buescher in that inside lane. You see Zane Smith and Suarez jump into the top immediately onto the brakes, hard on the brakes in the background. Everyone trying to survive. You see Cody Ware on that bottom, all the way nearly onto the grass, but everyone survives. William Byron to the lead here from Watkins Glen. Josh Berry up to second. Daniel Suarez now up into third. And now here comes Zane Smith as well. You have Bell just up behind these guys. Allmendinger in the 16 car. Bell to the outside of Zane Smith. Christopher Bell back up into the top 5. Allmendinger gets through as well. Zane Smith cutting part of the grass there. Joey Logano now to the inside of Michael McDowell. Bubba Wallace and SVG going back at it as now out of the carousel and down the chute here. Everyone's swinging from left to right here. Oh, they're all pitting now. The 5 of them pit a lap after the restart. So it hands Christopher Bell back the race lead here from the Glen. Allmendinger in second here. Kyle Busch now third. Reddick trying to dive Keselowski into turn 1. So it's a strategy here. As I said, they're not going to get lapped here before this is over. 9 to go in the stage. Kyle Busch looked a little bit to make Allmendinger go a little defensive. We've got now Blaney and Austin Dillon side by side into the bus stop. Dillon hangs on. Here comes Buescher as Hocevar off the track. It cut part of the grass there as he was shuffled wide in the number 77. But I don't think he's going to have enough time to run down Ty Gibbs to get into the top 10 here. Blaney as well going to get up past Austin Dillon here. Hocevar trying to hold on to his position at the moment. Here comes Busch to the inside of Allmendinger. Big run through the S's for the 8 car. Here we go to the inside of Allmendinger. Can Busch get it done? No, he's going to run wide here. Open the door for McDowell again, though. McDowell's there this time. To the outside of the 8 goes Michael McDowell. But Busch is going to hang on to 3rd place. McDowell trying to pull out a line. Can't quite do it. He does get there. But McDowell has to check up. We're going to look at the times between Gibbs and Briscoe this last time. By Kyle Busch pitting this time. And you see the strategy now. Before the stage ends, Busch, Bubba, Briscoe all coming in. Big pit strategy here. Christopher Bell leads, 3 to go in the stage. Do we see these guys pit before the stage ends? It's only 3 so far. Larson diving on Austin Dillon. It's Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, and Chase Briscoe. And Byron comes out ahead of Busch and Bubba. Briscoe is going to come out, I think, around there too. But final couple of corners. Who do we see come in this time? All of them coming in. Top 3 are in. All of them are coming in. Caution is on the track here. Blaney staying out. Everyone's staying out now. Big crash. Josh Berry's around. Zane Smith, what has happened? Big crash here at the end of the stage. Suarez is involved. So this is what happened. So there's Chase Briscoe coming up out of the pit lane. Here's Buescher and Berry. They're side by side. Briscoe is going to check up into 1. And Buescher and Berry come together. Oh my goodness! And Berry goes up and over at the Glen. Heavy crash. Josh Berry, Chris Buescher, and Zane Smith. Heavy crash. Berry goes tumbling at the Glen. And that gives you shades of David Reagan's crash back in 2011. But here we go into the Geico restart zones to end the stage and start the final stage. 25 to go. The green flag is waving. We're back underway at the Glen. Who's going to win the stage? It's not a great restart for the inside. At the line, Larson wins the stage easily. Down in turn 1, they're going to be 3 wide here as Michael McDowell lunging it. Everyone trying to get by. You see Cindric on that bottom checking up a little bit. But a stop is necessary in this final stage. When, I'm not quite sure. Is now Denny Hamlin to the inside of Todd Gilliland. Can't quite, he's there actually. Hamlin on the outside of Gilliland. Dawson Dillon's right here in the 3. And he's gonna go to the outside. Can these faster cars get by? As Dillon's actually up past Hamlin. What a move there for Austin Dillon to get up into 4th place. But these faster cars, Christopher Bell and them, can they get through this field of the slower cars? Hamlin now back to the outside of Dillon, and Hamlin back up into 4th place. How about Riley Herbst up here in the 35 car? up here in 7th. Yeah, all of them out of the race here. 5 cars out from the Glen. 4 of them out because of that last wreck at the end of the stage. But it's all Kyle Larson here with 24 to go. One back here in 2021 in his domination of a season he had. But also Dillon could ultimately hold these guys up if you think about it. And Larson and Blaney are pitting. They don't want to be a part of it. Hamlin's in as well, so the green flag stops have started. Or your leader's green flag stops starting here. Gilliland and Hocevar coming in. Everyone coming in. Nemechek is coming in as well. Nearly into the barrels there. Got a little close. Gibbs, really close to the barrels there. Everyone's coming in. Yeah, literally everyone is in the pits. Larson coming up out. And he's going to win the race off here. Contact Hamlin and Gibbs, teammates. Oh, Gilliland and Allmendinger in the background. Larson coming up out of the pits. He's going to have a pretty big gap to Blaney. Here with 14 to go. There's Bilicki and Briscoe. Here's the rest of the field. Does Blaney have the traction? He does. It's the best opportunity for Blaney yet. Side by side through the S's. Ryan Blaney out of the S's. Blaney leads in Watkins Glen. He gets by the 5 of Kyle Larson. What a race going on. Blaney to the point. No more stops from behind here. Ryan Blaney now in control. Now does Larson have a way to get back at him here? Coming around to 4 laps to go. Really got to be thinking about saving the fuel here. Coming up on 3 to go. Blaney's coming in. So's Kyle Larson. They're all coming in here. Denny Hamlin's in, so this is big for the strategy. Good stops here needed. Gilliland's in. Hocevar stays out. McDowell stays out. Spire Motorsports 1-2 at Watkins Glen. Elliott and these guys staying out as well. These guys pushing too much. 3 to go for Carson Hocevar. Looking to get his first career win in the Cup Series. You see how many guys stayed out now. 3 wide into turn 1. Gregson on the curb. He's going to lose a ton of positions here, but now look at all the cars that Blaney, Larson, and these guys have to overtake as they didn't save enough fuel. Hocevar's in. McDowell's in. They don't have enough. Elliott's in. Nemechek is in. They're all coming in. Everyone is in. Ryan Blaney's going to get shuffled back to the front. 2 to go at the Glen. Blaney back to the lead here. Late on in the day. Larson still second. Hamlin's third. There's Hocevar and McDowell. Where are they going to get shuffled out here compared to Gilliland? Here's Gilliland. There's Bilicki back there. Gilliland's going to be shuffled out around Hocevar here. Hocevar might be ahead of Gilliland at the moment, actually. And he will. Ryan Blaney trying to grab his second win of the season. Dominant day for the 12 team. Gregson in the pits with issues, it looks like. Coming around to the white flag. Off of the final corner now to start the final lap. Blaney has never won here at the Glen before. White flag, 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank for Ryan Blaney. Just one more time around for Blaney to pick up his 2nd win on the 2026 season. And I mean, Larson, he's done everything he's needed to do, but Larson just has not had the speed here this afternoon. I mean, he looked strong, but Larson struggling as of late. Blaney's just had the better car, and Hamlin once again continuing to dominate the standings here in 3rd at the moment. McDowell trying to fight Gilliland here. Can Elliott as well trying to get by Bilicki for 7th before this is over. But through the carousel for one final time. Really great weekend for the 12 team. A really great last 3 weeks for these guys. Won at Talladega 2 weeks ago. A week ago, 2nd at Texas. And now, a week later here at Watkins Glen on a road course, Ryan Blaney is going to win for the 2nd time this season off of the final corner. Ryan Blaney wins at the Glen. What a win for Ryan Blaney. Kyle Larson going to come home 2nd for Hendrick Motorsports. Denny Hamlin finishing in the 3rd position here this afternoon. Carson Hocevar going to get a really great finish here for Spire Motorsports with a solid 4th place effort for Hocevar today. Gilliland top 5, McDowell, Bilicki 7th, Elliott, Briscoe, and John Hunter Nemechek are going to round out your top 10 here today from Watkins Glen. And after Watkins Glen, Denny Hamlin's points gap is up now to 58 points between him and Joey Logano at the top of the points standings. Ross Chastain still 3rd. Ryan Blaney, though, jumps up 7 places after Watkins Glen. But that's not even the biggest one. The biggest jump was actually Michael McDowell jumping from 35th in the point standings up to 27th with his 6th place finish at Watkins Glen. But now we have Dover next week for the All-Star race. And then after Dover, we head to Charlotte for the Coke 600 on Memorial Day weekend. But we will see you then in Dover next weekend for the All-Star race.